Y'all, what's going on? We are back. We are back for another episode review of The Shy, Season 5, Episode 7, Angels. Shout out to my girl, Janice. She hit me up on Twitter. She was like, "Where is Ashley at? Where are you at?" And y'all be looking out for her, Janice Aileen, her YouTube, because I feel like she's making a comeback when Power Book 4, wait a minute, Power Book 3 come back with Kanan. Okay, because she used to do the Power reviews back in the day. You know, she was one of the people that got picked to, do that little Power special, go to the meet some of the cast and go to the set and everything back when Power was on. Yeah, that's my girl. But she was like, "Where the hell is Ashley at?" Okay, and I said, first of all, when I finally saw the tweet, baby, I had just woke up, and man, it was around 12 o'clock when I seen that shit. I was like, I ain't watched the show yet. I'll be watching it later on today, so just give me a little bit. And baby, something told me to go look. I don't know why. Something told me to go look at the hashtag, and it was a couple of tweets that was like, "Ain't this about a bitch? Why is this episode so sad?" I just don't understand what is going on. Why is it so sad? So as soon as I saw those tweets, before I saw anything else, I clicked off because I was like, nope, no spoilers. Okay. So let's just get into it. And I'm gonna just say this. It moving on. For once I felt bad. For once I felt bad. But let's just get into it. Okay. So this whole situation with Keisha, let's just go Keisha. Let's just go people by people, okay? Because that'll work so much more better. You know, nobody really interacted or intertwined with each other that much. But this story with Tiffany and freaking Keisha, this triangle between Tiffany, Keisha, and Emmett, oh my goodness. So at this point, I don't know who older. Is Keisha older than Tiffany, or Tiffany older than Keisha, or all of them the same age? All three of them the same age. But either way, we really don't know who was fucking around with who first. We just know Tiffany had a baby with Emmett, and Emmett was fucking around with a whole bunch of people. Okay, so did I say Keisha had a baby with Emmett? Tiffany had the baby with Emmett. And Tiffany was doing her thing, so it really wasn't Keisha really wasn't on her radar like that. But she did feel some type of negative way. I will say this: when it comes down to the Tiffany and Keisha situation, what's making it hard for me to grasp it and to feel sorry for Tiffany is because you know the way that they wrote it, they made it feel as though if you go back, like Keisha had him first. That's the way that they made it seem as though like Keisha had him first. They never really was in a relationship. They was just fucking around, and he wound up getting Keisha pregnant. I mean Tiffany pregnant, and then he was still fucking around with Keisha because that's literally what he was doing. He had baby mamas pregnant and everything, and he was still fucking around. Okay, so he wasn't like not doing anything. And it's making me the way that they developed this relationship between Keisha and Tiffany. It's like I feel like it was when I look at it in hindsight, I just don't understand it. Why would they make it so that them two are all of a sudden now best friends? And it's like trauma bonding, okay? Of all the people that it just don't make sense because Tiffany couldn't stand Keisha. Tiffany could not stand Keisha, and now because she went through what she went through, now that's your best friend because she literally said that's my best friend. And I'm sitting here like, girl, come on, that girl wasn't your best friend of what, a year, okay? Like we gotta be choose our words a little bit wiser. And see, I feel like that's where they messed up when they wrote this part, okay? Because it just doesn't make sense the way that they became friends so close. And I'm pretty sure it happens, but I'm just thinking about myself like it just would never happen for me. But when we first see Keisha and Emmett, like I said, damn Keisha, did you move in? Girl, that was foreshadowing, okay? Girl, she woke up, he woke up, she in the kitchen fixing food or whatever. He come up in there, they doing a little flirty. Next thing you know, they fucking on top of the table. And then all of a sudden the door opened up. And then I said, baby, y'all ain't hear that door open up. First of all, they was trying to be quiet because the baby was still in there. Emmett Jr., whatever, he was still up in there. And little Ronnie not trying to wake them up. So the door opened up and it's Tiffany. I said, she said, damn. You know, like Tiffany really got up in her feelings about it. Now, on the one hand, if I'm not truly over somebody, that's more so what I feel like it is. It's not about the fact that Emmett is seeing Keisha and Keisha's supposed to be Tiffany's so-called best friend. It's the fact that Tiffany is now realizing that, damn, I still love Emmett, and I literally just he done moved on. He really has moved on, but I still want him to a certain degree, and I'm finna fuck this shit up. Okay, you know she's very much giving me what's her name? What is her name? Oh my God, Darla. What is Darla name off of Queen Sugar Lawson? God, I can't remember her first name. She's giving me her character off of Say the Last Dance when she was looking at Julia Stiles and Sean Patrick Thomas down there dancing. She said, "Watch me fuck this shit up." You know what I'm saying? That's what she was giving me, especially after looking at the preview for next week. Oh yes, baby, she's finna try to fuck that whole shit up. Okay. You know, she's getting attitude. I probably feel some type of way if I see somebody fucking on the table too. Like, God damn, y'all could take that shit in the bed. Come on, kids is in the house. You know what I'm saying? But that's not where she was coming from. You know, Emmy, like, quit taking shit out on Keisha. If you want to take something out on me or whatever. She like, fuck all that. I came here to get EJ. I still got a key. I told you I was coming here early. And then you better make sure you be at the parent-teacher conference that we got with his teacher. Oh, damn, that was today. Now, see, on the one hand, it's trying to make it seem like, you know, Emmett is not fully aware of a lot of things with his kids because he has too many distractions. He has to work, and then you add Keisha and his relationship to the mix. But I feel as though he's doing a better job than he has been in the past, okay? They wind up going to the parent-teacher conference, and they wind up getting into it right in front of the teacher. First of all, he said, what's your name, Miss Lady? My name is Miss Green. You would know it if you was in your child life, and if you would have came up to one of these meetings anytime. I said, now come on, Tiffany. Tiffany was doing the absolute most, and my whole thing is, you leave home business and personal business at home, okay? You don't bring it out in public. That's what you don't do. And it was very childish what she did because Emmett was actually there trying to understand what's going on with the kid. EJ is smart, but EJ is a little delayed. That's all it is. And, you know, the teacher basically had to talk to them like they were kids and tell them to shut the fuck up. And what y'all need to do is y'all need to spend more time with y'all son reading to him, okay? But I got a job. I don't give a care. This ain't about y'all. This is about EJ. I loved it when she came down on their ass like that. I said, that's about right. That's what you need to do sometimes. I said, how dare y'all sit here and have this whole freaking argument tantrum and getting up in your feelings about the best, and you gonna fuck around with my best friend. This the reason why, because you fucking around with my best friend and all this stuff and woo woo woo. Girl, this ain't about that, okay? This ain't, girl, leave that shit at home. And you're not even mad that he fucking around with Keisha. I truly don't feel like that's what it is. Because she has yet to try to beat Keisha ass. Okay, that's one. You know how these, let me tell you something, the bitches out here, Keisha ass would have been whooped, okay? Keisha ass would have been whooped. But at the end of the day, why Emmett spilled her tea? They was like, he said, you ain't got no right to be mad. You done moved your ass into the weed dealer place, okay, with my son. And that's the thing. See, that's what's stopping me from feeling bad for Tiffany. Because, yes, you and Keisha was developing this relationship. Y'all were friends or becoming friends or whatever, according to you, best friends, what I don't know how. But then the way you went about this whole relationship with Emmett, yes, Emmett brought a lot of this shit on himself. But we also got to understand that Tiffany was young. Tiffany don't know what the fuck she want either. Okay? Because even though Emmett was out here cheating and doing all this stuff, he was trying to make it right at the end. But, you know, sometimes it's a little too late. And that's what it was, I guess, for Tiffany. But still, Tiffany was on this polyamorous or date around type of thing, you know? And she still don't know what the hell it is that she wants, okay? And you go ahead and you leave your man, and before you even leave your man, you are already fucking around with another dude and you playing house with him. And as soon as you say you over him, you leave and you go to his house. You never introduced him to your baby father, which is dangerous. You having a grown man, a stranger around your child, and that is dangerous because you don't know him. You don't know him. Okay, so that's why I can't feel bad for Tiffany in this instance. I really can't, because the only thing that I can say is, like with Keisha, she know Keisha. Okay, Emmett fully knows Keisha, so the kids already know Keisha. But that really don't mean nothing either, because just because you know somebody don't mean that they ain't gonna flip out on your peoples. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it was just messed up. Okay, it was messed up. Keisha having issues at the dorm. So that really is a dorm that she at. They playing loud music, the baby crying. She going over there to talk to the dean or whatever, the dorm of admissions or whatever, and basically she was just saying that she's drowning. She can't do it. And it was like, we already told you what was gonna happen. And if you can't take it, you can't do it, you probably need to move back in with your parents. She said, no, I'm not going to be able to do that because somebody else is already preoccupying my room who needs it more than me, and that's Lene. Okay? But at this point, instead of just giving in and going back home, I guess she's just trying to show people that, at least her parents, that she can do it on her own, but you don't have to do it on your own if you have the help, okay? And you're literally trying to study, you're literally trying to be a mother, and you got so many stuff coming at you. And if you got somebody that's sometimes we want to do stuff on our own, and we want to show that we're big and bad and we don't need no help. It's okay to let those guard down and let somebody be there for you. But what's her solution? Oh, she gonna take that shit over there to Emmett. She gonna take it over there to Emmett and say, Emmett, come on, I finna stay here. I said I knew that's where it was gonna go to. I knew that's where it was gonna go to. And of course Emmett said cool. Emmett said cool. Mind you, Tiffany was over there. Okay? Tiffany was over there. He apologized for, not being so involved according to her. And he said, but he just been working so much at Smokies because he's trying to make it a franchise. He's trying to make it so that he can leave a legacy, leave something behind for his kids, for his sons. And Tiffany was like, I ain't know that that's what you wanted. Why you ain't never tell me nothing like that? He said I was never given the opportunity to tell you. I couldn't tell you because I wasn't given the opportunity to tell you. Meaning you left me before I could tell you my hopes and dreams. That's what it was. I said, oops. Tiffany was standing there looking stupid. When Keisha came up in there, she was like, hey. I said, she's just so comfortable. She was like, hey, we need to talk later. Y'all can talk in front of me. No. I said, Tiffany, stop it. Now, in the preview for next week, Tiffany and Keisha finally do have a little conversation, and she was like, how you know that he ain't gonna cheat no more? Cause he a changed man. Okay, and the way she looked was like, yeah, okay. And we saw when she came to that door, she gonna try to fuck Emmett. Okay, she gonna try to fuck Emmett. She just jealous. She just jealous because it's like she probably knew he was gonna go ahead and move on, but then she didn't expect him to move on to Keisha, and to be way more attentive and all of that. And I feel like she already knew. No, and you want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? If you go back to the other episodes earlier season prior to Keisha getting taken, Emmett was way more attentive to Keisha. Emmett and Keisha were like this, and Tiffany had a problem with it then. Y'all got to go back to the earlier seasons because I forgot all about that. And like Emmett said, me and Keisha been fucking since high school, okay? They've always been close like that. It was always a friends with benefit type of situation because they was never really in a real relationship. But that was them. Tiffany finna be on some bullshit next week. Kevin and Lene, Kevin in a little gaming situation. I'm gonna zoom past this because honestly, I really didn't care for it. It's cute. I just like the fact that this is another little throuple that's going on, a little triangle. I was thinking that Lene probably liked Kevin, and I feel like that's still it. But she kind of feel like, damn, I missed my chance because before he was trying to get at her when he first saw her or whatever, but she wasn't trying to get at him like that. And now he done moved on to Miss Simone, and we see that all of them is in gaming except for Simone, but Simone is just being a supportive girlfriend. And Kevin was trying to get her to come to the little tournament, and it's always a little attitude like she has an issue with Simone or whatever. Simone is one of them girls that's like, hey, Grand Rising, she's one of those type of spiritual girls. Which is kind of weird to me a little bit because she's so young. Okay, she's so young to be acting this way, but Hey, I don't know if that's how the little kids, some of these girls are these days, whatever. Like these kids be a little bit more mature than what I remember. Okay, you know, had to convince Lene to come to the gaming situation tournament, and she was like, I don't want to come. Like, I don't want to be up in them things with them motherfuckers. Like, come on. He was like, I mean, listen, we playing for money, $25,000 tonight. She's like, oh, okay, hell. She didn't really want to be around Simone, okay? But Simone was there, gave him crystals and all that stuff to help him win. And, Lene and Simone had a conversation, or at least Simone was trying to, have a conversation with Lene. And of course, she was just giving her all type of fever and attitude up until Simone basically told her, Kevin is good in where he's at because of you. Like, Simone is not hating. And I know people don't like Simone for whatever reason, I guess because she's different. But she's not being a hater. She's not being a jealous girlfriend or anything. She's not having an issue with the fact that Lene is around. She's welcoming her, telling her, listen, get your props because, bitch, you are the reason why he's here. Okay? Even got it so to, he won. Even got it so that, Kevin would have to give her 20% of his earnings because if it wasn't for her being a coach, as she said, Kevin wouldn't be where he at. And I said, oh, okay, so now they best friends right about now. And that's it. I don't care much more about that whole situation. Um, Let me touch on Victor and Trig right quick. Victor and Trig, them the same people, right? They're the same people, girl. Um, so at this point, the situation with Victor and Fatima. Now I had asked y'all, do y'all feel like what's going on with Fatima? Is she being real? Is she like a little fake or whatever? She gonna try to set him up? And you know, I'm not too sure at this point. It can go really either way. I just know that it felt some type of way when Victor came over there to her house and she wouldn't let him in because she had somebody else up in there. And I'm sitting here like, you damn near wanted him to fucking commit to you last week, talking about some, I don't want to be no mistress and I don't want to be no secret, and that's what it feel like you trying to make me. And he was like, no, that ain't what I'm trying to make you. I ain't trying to make you that, you just don't have things on and all this stuff. And so you went from that quick to go have another nigga up in the house. Baby, I would have been pissed just like Victor was. And I said that, God damn, Fatima. And I understand y'all ain't exclusive, but bitch, don't act like you don't want to be no goddamn secret, or you want me to claim you and all this shit, and before I can, you got a whole nother nigga up in there. Okay, like what was it? A week later? A couple of days later or whatever, like, God damn, Fatima. And I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, but come on, we gotta be consistent. Do you want the man or not? Like, why we got another nigga? If we not serious, why we got another nigga up in the house? And moving on from there, let's talk about Shy, okay, and Deja. Deja trying to get Shy together because they about to go meet her parents, okay, her family and all of that shit, right? She quizzing him about, what her what her daddy did. Did her mama go to college, or this business person and all this stuff, and he getting them all right, okay? And he's so nervous. It is so cute. It's the sweetest thing. And at this moment, I was like, all right, this is cute or whatever, And I didn't have any issue with Deja up until when Shy was asking about. She didn't want him to say anything about him being in jail. And I said, I mean, I give you a pass on that, okay? Because, whether you from a certain class or not, social class or whatever, people will have their judgments about people who've been in jail, okay? That's one thing I let slide. But then it got to the part when she was like, do you got a suit? And he said, nah, I ain't got no suit, but I can go down there to TJ Maxx and get me one. She was like, no, 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 no. I'll take care of that. He was like, no, that's okay. She was like, no, just let me do it. You know what I'm saying? And he had an issue with it because he was like, I was not raised to be a kept man. Okay, it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm supposed to keep my woman and not the woman keep me. You know what I'm saying? Like, do stuff for me and all that shit. And I totally understood what he was talking about. And I'm like, well, on the one hand, let your woman do what she want to do for you. But on the other hand, after looking at her, I mean, I'm thinking that she just about to let him go down to Men's Warehouse and pick out a goddamn suit. Hell no. She got a whole suit made for him, okay, tailored and everything. She went and got his haircut, and the way that she was sitting there, first of all, it looked like she was turned on by the whole thing. I would be too, but at the same time, it just gave me the feeling like, is Deja using looking at Rashad mostly as a pet project or something like that? That was the feeling that she was giving me by doing all of that. But they wind up going to meet her parents, and of course the family is one of those bougie people. You know, they probably went to college, they was in sororities and fraternities, and very much like the Jack and Jill type of people. I just can't stand bougie black folks. I really cannot stand it. I just can't stand them. Okay, because they came off so judgmental. First of all, I was looking at the daddy. I was like, is that I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But he kind of favored the daddy from There's Something Strange About the Johnsons or whatever. Whatever the hell that goddamn movie is that was twisted. I suggest if you have not seen it, don't go look it up on YouTube because, baby, okay. But, as soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, y'all look like y'all stay up in Highland Park, probably a little bit of Naperville or whatever, not necessarily Chicago. Okay, y'all got a little bit of money. You're bougie as shit. You're asking him all these questions." And then it was the girl Frankie that was at the table. Oh, so Rashad, you out here? I be all over Chicago. I've never seen you out and about all these years or whatever. And I was just like the instant judgment. And what job do he do? Oh, I'm a community lead. Oh, so you work in the community, okay? What, you an entrepreneur? You didn't go to college or whatever? You work in the community? And he was like, I mean, that's what I got to do. Like, when it's better than being a cafeteria worker, okay? That's what I had to do when you in jail and all that stuff. And he let it slip that he was in jail. And even more instant judgment started coming. And I'm so glad that he stood his ground and just basically said, you don't need to be fucking judging me because, first of all, you don't know me. And why don't you just see the fact that I am changing? I was young when I did what I did, but you can't. I understand my past is what my past is, and that's never going to go away. But don't judge me for my past. Judge me for what's happening right now. And regardless of what it is, my life has been better ever since I had your daughter in my life, okay? And I know that I will be all to the good as long as this woman right here is by my side. And I'm going to do everything in my damn power to make sure that she good too, no matter what the fuck it is that I'm doing. I said, you better fucking do that shit, Rashad. And then the daddy couldn't help do nothing but have fucking respect for it. He was like, okay, son, and then winked at. I said, all right. They had little conversations afterward and everything. I'm pretty sure Rashad went home and banged Deja ass out, because I probably would have did that too. I'd about to be like, I'm banging you out, first of all, out of aggression, because I ain't like the way your family came at me at first. You better be glad that they turned it around. Then we gonna make love, because, I'm glad that, we all on the same footing and everything, and they like me. I said, that's what it would have been in. You got to fuck it out, and then you got to make it love. Okay, you got to switch, I'll let you come that first time, but then I'm going to make love to you the next time, back to back, back to back. Pop, 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 bang, 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 ski, ski, ski. Okay, meanwhile, that's done. So, we get to the part. We got Jake, Gemma, a little bit of Victor, Bakari, and Papa, and Maisha. I honestly wish they would have did something more with Maisha. I'm gonna say this each and every time. They could have did a little bit more with Maisha character, but instead of the typical let's be a rapper to get out the hood or whatever, but I feel like she's more so of a rapper with substance, a rapper with real lyrics, and not just this mumbo shit and this gang shit or whatever. She really got some shit to talk about, okay? And she really got skills, so I'm gonna let that slide, but I really feel like they could have did way better with her. Somebody said they should have made it that Maisha got pregnant by Papa. I don't want that to happen. I'm glad that they didn't have that to happen, because that would have been typical. That would have been typical, okay? For the girl that grew up in the projects with the 50, 11 siblings and the single mother and always having to watch the kids and nobody watching her. And so she go out with the preacher boy because you know them preacher kids be doing a whole bunch of shit. He out here acting like, he's so holier than thou, but then he out here fucking and he wind up getting a girl pregnant. That's so typical. I know so many people like that. Whether they go to a church or they went to the Kingdom Hall, that's all we saw. Let me tell you something. I could tell you so many stories about how many goddamn teen pregnancy popped up at the Kingdom Hall that I went to, being a Jehovah's Witness, okay? You ain't supposed to be doing all that shit, right? So many. Throughout the time that I was there, so many, okay? But, anyway, so you get Jake and Gemma. Well, mostly Gemma was up there talking to her dad. The dad is basically trying to convince her to, like, either give the baby up for adoption, um, because we all know that these kids are not ready to become parents. And he's just trying to tell her, like, that's just a lot of responsibility. And she was like, well, you being a father, whatever, I still was a joy to your life and all that stuff. I still brought some joy and all that to your life. And he was like, yeah, but... And I'm sitting here like, I don't even know why you trying to convince Gemma, because Gemma has always been headstrong and always had a mind of her own. And once she says she gonna do something, that's literally what it is. Okay, so you're not gonna convince her otherwise. So her thing is, she gonna stay with the baby. That's just how it's gonna go. That's just what I already had this ointment. That's 2 ointments over there. Why did I? When did I? Okay. Oh, that's when I cut my finger at work and I had to bat it. Okay, like, girl, it was this one time I had sliced my finger open with the scissors at work. Girl, I just be having so much stuff. And I mean, it was so... Anyway, moving on from that. That's neither here nor there. But then over there at Jake's place, Jake and Victor was sitting down having a little conversation about the fact that the mama was gone. Okay? And Jake wound up letting it slip. And I don't think he really let it slip. This is where he wanted to go. Because he did tell Victor, Mama told me to tell you, because he was like, I will never abandon my kids. Because they knew that they weren't going to see the mama no more. They wasn't going to see the mama ever again at this point. And he was like, I never abandoned my child. And he said, Victor said, what? And that, on the fact that Victor really kind of got pissed off by that, like, what? I would have been like, that's just a figure of speech. Like, that's what he said. If I had kids, I'd never do that. But Jake didn't say if I had kids. Either way, when you say if I would never do that to my child, we know that's like a hypothetical, like once I become a parent or whatever, not saying that I have one right now. Victor man automatically went to him saying, meaning that, he got something going on. So, of course, Jake really had to go ahead and tell him, and of course, Victor gets upset. And he's more so upset because he's thinking about his image. He's thinking about his image and the fact that Victor lied to him. Jake lied to him, when he asked him earlier. And my whole thing is, I honestly feel like the parent, Jimmy Daddy ain't mad enough for me, okay? And I get that some parents are understanding, but you would think that given that you had her on this course, you had everything mapped out, and she just been such a good student or whatever, and not giving you that much problems, but I don't know. I just felt like you would expect him to be a little bit more pissed off, if not Gemma, but Jake. But he wasn't, okay, which was kind of interesting. So it was Victor who was actually more pissed off at Jake because of his image. Not because he got somebody pregnant, but because I'm running for councilman, and, excuse me, what do I look like running for office and my teen brother has gotten somebody pregnant? What the hell do I look like, okay? So he wound up talking to Tierra, baby. Now, we have neither confirmed nor denied if Tierra was really the woman that was up in Candy's bed, okay? Miss Rosalind's bed. But on next week's episode, it looked like Miss Tierra got a little thing for Mr. Rashad, okay? That's what it looked like. Because Mr. Victor was sitting down there with Miss Tierra telling her about everything that was happening and everything. And, she was like, don't be so hard on him. And you surprised that I was surprised that she said that. But then she said something like, well, I wish I was the one that was having a baby. And, they started flirting a little bit. She started giving him a little bit of compliments and all this stuff. He was like, what, you trying to make this shit for real? And I was like, listen, first of all, you're not even my type or whatever. So, just chill out and all that stuff. Think about, ease up on your brother. That is what Tiara was telling her. I mean, telling Victor. And I was just like, oh, but honestly, even though her voice kind of annoys me, and if she wasn't so bougified or whatever, even with that, I could see them being together. But as soon as she said, no, boy, you not my type, I said, girl, you not his type either. No shade. Y'all not each other's type. I said, but Rashad is your type? Rashad is your type, girl? Okay. Or am I reading that wrong? Because she was staying a little bit too long at Rashad in that preview. I said, oh, all right. Meanwhile, Maisha is over there having a little, listening to her song or whatever, and then she see a letter that's on the table that says you're in. So she looks at it. We don't see her open it. She put it back down. Next thing you know, we see Gemma up in the room, and she's up there listening to Maisha's song, and Maisha is like acting like she performing it, and she just duh 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 duh. And then Gemma said, so you got to work on your stage presence. And honestly, Gemma was correct. Listen, I've been hard on Gemma because I just was not here for the shit that she did, her and Jake did the last season or whatever. But I will say this. I said I would not have that bitch being no goddamn manager. But she has been doing right by Maisha and giving her real ass pointers, okay? She told her, listen, girl, you're going to have to work on your stage presence. You can't just be standing there doing all this little stuff or whatever. Work the fucking stage, okay? And, Maisha was trying to get into it or whatever. And, I actually am here for their little bond, okay? Because when we saw Maisha, we never really saw her with any of her homegirls, okay? That she had a genuine friendship with. It was always with the boys, you know what I'm saying? And so to see her with a homegirl, I'm really liking it. I will say that part. I really do like that aspect of it. And, Gemma saw the letter too, and the letter was open, and basically it was a college acceptance letter. They want her to come down there to uh, tour the campus, and she's not sure if she want to go because going to college really wasn't her dream. It was her mother's dream. And so, she's trying to do this music thing, and she just told Gemma, I'm just glad that you accepted me and you helping me out and all this stuff. And they was just being very much appreciative of each other because Aisha about to go perform. Okay. So we get to the performance, right? Um, you got Papa and Bakari showing up, right? They show up. Bakari is being goddamn Bakari. And at this point, Bakari should have been in jail. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Emmett should have called the cops on him. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at this point. Because Bakari is one of those people that you try to help out all the time. And each and every time, they just can't get right. They go right back. You think that they're doing okay, they go right back into doing the same fuck shit that they always been doing. Okay? The security is telling him you can't come in without paying $20. Plus, you got the wrong shoes on. And I think that he said that wrong shoes jab because Bakari was giving him so much attitude, like he was about to beat his ass and all this stuff. And Papa had to come in and save the day, but it was some people behind him laughing at him or whatever after the shoe comment. And I'm like, what, you about to fight them too? Like, you need to calm the fuck down. So Papa stepped in, paid the money for him, and then they got in there, okay? He saw Lene, um, and he was drawn to her. I said, oh, he was like, hey, how you doing? My name Bacardi. My name Lene. Okay, I like your braids. Now, see, at this point, I was here for it. But then again, I really wasn't because I didn't want Lene to get caught up with a nigga like him. Okay, no, let that... We got to get out of liking bad boys and bad girls. See, I got to get out of that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all already know. But at the same time, I was like, let that shit go. It was cute to see him just being a little kid that had a little crush or whatever. But it's Bakari, so we just knew his shit wasn't going to last, okay? So, they talking to each other. Gemma get introduced to him and all that stuff. And everything was cool, right? Everything was cool. The performance starts. Maisha get up there. First of all, he was talking shit. I thought you said we was going to a concert. We are going to a concert. Maisha about to perform. She ain't nobody. Okay, she ain't nobody now, but she about to be. So don't be trying to get her autograph or whatever when she become famous. I said, all right, Papa. You know, Papa's still gonna stand up for his girl. That's his first love, okay? And that will forever be his love, you know. And I'm pretty sure he gonna compare all his girlfriends to her. They never getting back together. And at this point, I don't want them to. You know, he's stuck in the past. Maisha is moving forward to the future, you know? And so Maisha, she get up there, she performing her song and everything. Papa recorded and all this stuff. Everything's going well. You got Gemma in the audience just cheering on and everything like, yeah, yeah, girl, you doing it, you doing it. Next thing you know, the camera pans out to the back of the goddamn crowd, and you see Bakari is over there getting into it with the security that he got into it in the beginning. They're pushing, they're punching, they're fighting. And because I guess he was losing because that was a grown man that he was going against, all of a sudden you see Bakari do what we already knew that was going to happen. I was not surprised that he had a piece on him. I really was not surprised. When that gun came out, I said, this motherfucker. I just knew it. I just knew it. Okay? He pulled that gun out and it didn't pop off real quick, but it was like a few seconds of silence or whatever, and then all of a sudden you heard the pop, 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 pop. Like maybe 3, 4 shots, okay? And that caused a stampede. People just scrambling, like, oh my God, you know, because somebody could have got hurt, more hurt than what happened. Somebody could have got shot, somebody could have got killed or whatever. And Gemma wound up tripping because they was pushing and everything, trying to hurry up and get up out of there. And she wound up getting trampled on. She wound up getting trampled on. It reminded me so much of I don't know, go back some years out here in Chicago. It was a nightclub called E2, and people got stuck up in there. Some shit went down. I don't know if somebody started shooting, a fight happened or whatever. Either way, it had people started stampeding to the door, and people got trapped up in there. And a lot of people died because they had chains on the doors and people couldn't get out and they were stuck in there. Okay, so people were basically crushed to fucking death. And there was so many goddamn lawsuits from that shit, and they shut that club down. Okay, they tore it down now, but yeah, that was something. Look it up. E2 nightclub in Chicago. Look that up. That's the feeling that they was giving me. Okay, all them rushing and stampeding and doing all that stuff. And you know, when Gemma fell on the floor, I didn't even feel nothing. I was just like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. I said, Gemma, get your ass up. That was the insensitive part of me. Because I'm just sitting there like, girl, why? Cover up or whatever. Get up. What's going on? But I realized there was a lot more people in there than we thought. Or at least I thought. And so she was getting trampled. And I was just like, oh, my God. But yet the friends came over there. And she was like, oh, my God, flip me over. When she said that, I said, it instantly remember, oh, my God, she's pregnant. And that's when I just came back and I said, oh, no. That she said, flip me over, flip me over. Next thing you know, we see that she at the hospital, and we see her dad come up in there, and we see Jake come up in there with him. And, you know, they was like, what's going on? What's happening with Gemma? And it was like, well, she's okay. She's in the bed or whatever. She has some injuries or whatever. And Jake said, what about our baby? And it was like, I'm sorry. I said, oh, my God. Now, see, Jake he got upset. But then he just didn't. I said maybe he just can't express his upsetness right now. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get a little bit too much upset for me at that particular moment. It's like he was holding it in, like he was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And he found out that it was Bakari that had something to do with it. And then he looked at Papa and he was like, see, that's why I told you not to fuck with that nigga. Okay? I said, oh, Jake, bitch. But Papa just standing there looking like, and I said, this is about to cause some problems. This is about to cause some problems. And I'm just not really here for what's about to happen. And I'm kind of nervous about what's going to happen between them. Okay? And we saw the separation and somewhat of the division that's been happening between Papa and Kevin and Jake. Jake and Kevin still like this. Papa is on the outs. And I feel like he's putting himself on the outs, okay? So instead of trying to, you know, be a unit with Jake and Kevin, even though everybody got their own thing to do, it's like he's choosing to not be in that unit. He's choosing to be outside of that and to become friends with people that are not good, okay? And, you know, at this point, when they finally let Jake and the dad go back there and see Gemma, I felt bad for him. I felt bad for all of them. Y'all know I can't stand their asses, but I put all that shit to the side, and I really felt bad for him. I was just sitting there like, this don't make no damn sense. The daddy was sitting there, you know, trying to be a dad. Not shows too many emotions to upset her. Jake come over there trying to see if she okay, and when she said, "I'm sorry, I should have stayed home," he said, "You ain't got shit to be sorry for," and got up in there. I said, "Oh my God, Jake. Oh my God, Jake. Did I misjudge you? You really was going to be a good daddy." I'm sorry to be laughing about you said. Oh my God, I hate to break it up because I feel like I was about to cry. I said, "Oh my God, Jake. I just didn't expect him to do that, bitch. I expect him to walk the fuck out for some reason just because it's Jake. I don't know." But he got up in there and he was being supportive and he cradled her. I said, because I know some niggas that would have just left. Okay, would have been like, "Oh, fuck it. Well, that's your problem, okay? We ain't got no baby no more." I said she lost the baby, but she ain't lose her man. Whew, all right. But then, um, because it was Maisha who told Jake what happened. Because Jake said, "What happened?" He was like, Maisha said, "I saw it all. Bakari got into a fight, you know what I'm saying? He pulled out a gun. Everybody started running or whatever. And she got trampled." That's when, you know, he was like, "I told you this shit about Bakari. He ain't shit." I said, "Ooh." So you got Rashad at the house talking to Victor and everything. And they having a little conversation. I truly don't care what they were talking about. No, they were talking about the, you know, meeting up with Deja and all that stuff, her parents and everything, and the conversations that happened afterwards. And everything was going cool, right? And then, Jake came into the house. And see, bitch, I kept it together. Because at first, I just was like, "Oh, this kind of fucked up, but we see this all the time, you know?" But when Jake came into the house, because we really don't see him showing emotions, Jake came into the house with his hands like this. And it was like, Victor was like, "What's up, Jake?" And he couldn't say anything. And Victor just went to him, and Jake just went to him, and he just started crying, and I mean sobbing. I said that shit sounded so real, baby. I was sitting here like this. That shit made me tear up. That shit, I said, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And then when Bakari brought his ass up in there, Jake just went to fucking town. And it didn't happen long enough. I said, y'all could have let that last for a minute. Y'all could have let that lasted for a minute before somebody came and broke it up. And he was like, you caused Jimmy to lose our baby." And he was like, "Yo, man, I'm sorry, bro." I said, "Sorry, bro. Bitch, get the fuck out, okay?" And you know, Jake told him, "Get the fuck up out my house." I said, "Your house?" I mean, I guess, Jake. We gonna let that happen, Jakelin. But then Bakari was just looking around at Rashad and everybody like, "You gonna let him talk to me like that? You gonna kick me? Yeah, get your ass out." And Rashad told him, "Yeah, man, you gonna have to go." Okay? And so Bakari leaves, and I feel like Bakari knows he fucked up, and he know he fucked up bad this time. It's just the feeling that he was giving me, the way his expressions was. It wasn't so, "Man, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck." It wasn't none of that type of attitude. He just know that he truly fucked up at this time. That's what it was giving me. And the person house that he goes to is Papa. Papa, little weird ass, come to the door, and he was like, "Yo, can I stay at your crib for a minute?" I said, You asking him, nigga? You ask his parents. This is parents' house. That ain't Papa house. That's his parents' house. Papa. I said, this gonna cause some division. This is gonna cause further division of what's going on, because at this point, you know that he is the cause of Jake losing his child, Gemma losing her child. Granted, they were too young and they didn't need the child, but bodily injury was had, okay, because of him. You know that. You know that this boy is the reason why Jake got caught up with the cops and got his ass beat, okay, by the cops. You know that, and you are going to let this boy stay in your house with him because he is your friend all of a sudden. You couldn't smoke weed with, you was too good to smoke weed with Kevin and them, but oh, you could smoke weed with bad boy Bakari. Mind you, you had bad boy Jake right there who used to live in the trenches with the niggas, the gangs, and all that shit with Reggie and them. But you couldn't smoke with him, but you get with Bakari, and all of a sudden you just cool with him like that. And I was just like, this ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. Papa about to, I don't know what's gonna happen to Papa. Okay? I just, and then, cause somebody was asking, when Bakari said he was sleeping on a friend's couch a couple of episodes ago before he got into Victor house. Somebody thought that it was Papa's couch, and it wasn't. It wasn't. This is the first time he's at Papa's house. We'll see how long that shit lasts. I just felt so bad. And then when Jim and Daddy went back into the house, oh my God, he was up in that room and he was crying. Because it is so crazy. I feel like the emotions that was running through Jim and Daddy is, he knew that she was too young to have a kid. But at the same time, he probably already got attached to it. And sometimes with kids or whatever, it don't take long to get attached to a child or the idea of having a child. But it's the fact also that not only did he lose a grandchild, he could have lost his child. And that's really the only thing that he got. And I felt so bad for him. Last season, she almost lost her daddy. This season, he almost lost his daughter. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Anyway, this was a good episode. You guys, y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. Fuck Bakari, bitch. It's too late. Y'all got to let Jay handle that shit. I'm sorry. Jay can go back into his bad boys ways for at least an episode, okay? Let him handle that shit. I'm sorry. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel. I'll see y'all later. Peace.